2 of Road to Being a Paint Designer, and today, as you guys can see in the title, we're gonna do basic designs and how I get my ideas and stuff. And also I wanted to clear one thing up. People were saying in the comments, you're not a paint designer, you are not working in Microsoft Paint. Well, my friend commented, but I'm pretty sure he was just doing it. It's, funny, but some people actually believe that, which is kind of retarded, because paint is a style. Paint cannot be based around a program, because if you think that paint can only be based around one thing, then you're kind of retarded, because people do real life paint, like in real life. So the logic they have is, if you paint a canvas in real life, that's paint, but if you paint something in Photoshop, like a portrait or something, that's not considered paint, because it's not on pen and brush. It's kind of really fucking retarded, because paint in general is a style, and the style I do is paint. It's as basic as that. But anyways, thank you guys so much for the support. We got a lot of likes and views. Like, I think in the first day it got over like 90 views, which is pretty insane, and in like a day and a half it got over 100, so that's pretty nice. But basically what I went through in the last episode, if you haven't seen it, it's background and the basic stuff I do for my logo and how I set all of that up. But today, like I said, I'm gonna show you guys on how I do my basic designs and everything. So yeah, let's get right into this. So the first thing I do is I will make my brush black. I'll make it to, like I said in the other episode, you gotta make sure your thing's on pencil tool. Make the size 3, and usually your background would be here. So I'm just gonna name that background and pretend like the way I did the background, or just the background in general, would be there. And then what I would do is press Control Shift N to make another layer and do outline. Name it outline. And then you really just start. There's no correct way on doing paint. Like, there's no bad paint, there's no good paint. It's just preference in general. So yeah. So how I usually get my inspirations, there's no real inspiration, to be fully honest. I just go off of something. So say I wanted a huge tube. I'll just go like this and just paint the tube. Now it takes quite a while, and if you mess up like this, you want to delete it and not just press eraser. You'd press Control Z and it deletes the latest thing. So if I do this and you're like, do this, and you're like, oh, I don't like that, let me delete it. You can only delete this one, so you gotta keep that in mind. Also, sorry if you can hear all this stuff in the background. But yeah, like I said, there's no real correct way on doing paint. You just do what you think looks nice, and you just go off of it. So if I wanted that there, and like go down here, and I wanted like something like this or something. I don't know. You literally just go random. I don't get my inspirations. Like, I just do random stuff that I think looks good. If you don't like it, like say I didn't like that or something, then I'll delete it and just restart, and it's pretty much just rinse and repeat. That's basically what paint is. So like something like that. And also, some people don't believe, like, when I say, oh yeah, if you want to paint AVI, it's gonna take a while. They're like, oh, it probably only takes 10 minutes. It actually takes a while. Like the Genesis one, it took me around 8 hours plus. The basic design took around 2 hours to do, and then to perfect it and everything took around like 30 minutes, and then to color it took around 3 hours. Shade in took around 3 hours again. So it's quite a long time. But yeah, basically what you do is you just do what you think looks good. If you don't think it looks good, then don't do it. Like, I'm not gonna do a full design here. And also, if you get these things where the thing's connected in there, you can, if like you don't want these, you could just go like that and make it like that. But usually what I would do, if there's these, I'll just fill them in like that. Quite simple. And also, people were asking for what what my grainy stuff is that I use. I can't even put anything. The grainy thing I do, it's imaginable it looks. I'm not gonna give it away because if everyone did it, then it wouldn't be like, oh, look at that. It's like, it wouldn't be like, oh, look at that, that's Midday style. It would just be like, oh, that's cool paint logo. Everyone does that. So I'm not really gonna be giving that away, but I use Magical Looks to do that. Helps a lot. But yeah, basically that's what you're gonna do. You just want to get down your basic design. There's no like I said, there's no real way to make paint. You just go what you think looks good. So right here, that part down there took a bit of while, and then also you want to add detail, and say you wanted to add some detail in here. Usually if I want to add smaller detail, piss off, I would put the brush down to 3. Like if you wanted some creases or something, you could go like that, add some stuff. I don't know. I didn't really get that many comments of you guys wanting to see certain stuff, so I don't really know what you guys want to see. But yeah, like I said, people always ask me where I get my inspiration, or how I do my work. I just go off what I think looks good, basically. Oh yeah, another thing I'm going to talk about is colors. I'm not going to do colors in this episode. Actually, I might. Where to get the most important thing I would say is about paint logos is the design and the colors, because the design's nice but the colors are nasty and it just doesn't look good in general. So yeah, that's basically the way I would do my design. And sorry about that, my cat's retarded. Anyways, like I was saying, actually I forget what I was saying. Oh yeah, inspirations, but get all my stuff. You literally just do what you think is good. Doesn't really matter what your client thinks, because if they're asking you in the first place, then they obviously like the style you do it. So just do you. If your clients are telling you how to do their work, you just say, sorry, but that's just not how I flow, man. I just do my own style. That's what I will say when people ask for certain stuff. Like if they want a little change, then obviously I'm gonna be like, okay, that's fine. But if they're saying like completely changing my style, I'm just gonna be like, I'm sorry, man, you gotta find someone else, because it's not how I do it. Yeah, so that's how I would do my AVIs. You just do random stuff, add a lot of detail. The way to make AVIs look good, in my opinions, or just paint in general, just add a lot of detail, a lot of colors, a lot of bright colors. That's basically all you gotta do, and everything, if you like it, then that's good. If you don't like it, but other people like it, then there's no real fun in doing it, because you gotta like your own work to enjoy it. But anyways, yeah, I guess I should get into coloring and how I would color. So I'm gonna quickly finish this. I'm gonna do shading in the next episode. Also, what you always want to do is you want to save your work in advance. Just save it something random, and then while you're doing your work, just press Control S once in a time, because sometimes when you work in Photoshop for a long time and you're using the color palettes and all that a lot, then Photoshop will crash. It's happened to me a lot of times when I'm doing some work, so it gets pretty annoying. So you just, every single time you do something that you absolutely want, then you just press Control Save, and basically it will just save it. But yeah, anyways, let's get into coloring. So say you've done all of this and you're happy with your design, fix up, added detail and everything. Then to do the color and how I do it, I press Ctrl J on the layer, drag it under, and name it Outline Color. Then what you would want to do is go to the bucket tool. If you don't, it'll probably be on gradient. You just want to right click it and go to paint bucket tool. I swear to God, if I'm not recording, I just clicked fucking. Okay, hold up. just clicked fucking. This is so annoying. Eating up all my fucking CPU. Get out of here, Elgato. I don't fucking want you. And task. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. But the way I would do my coloring is if you can just fill it in with the paint bucket tool, I would highly recommend that. But if you can't, then do it by hand. It isn't really that. It's more time consuming, but it isn't really that hard. So you just find the colors you'd want. I just pick any neon color that I want that I think it fits. Don't use too much of one color. Don't use too less of one color. It's basically like that. So I wanted to do that, and this is far back, so I would go like that, make this a bit lighter, make it a bit lighter. So, you know, it gives like a feel to it, like this one's lighter, that one's far back because it's more farther back. Drag this one in, go a bit darker because it's under here and a bit farther here, and like over here. What I would do in this part, when there's a lot of places, I'd fill them all in with different colors. Don't make sure like you do one color here, one color there. Don't do that unless all of this is one color and this part's shaded. So I want to do this, find that, make it a bit lower, and then go like that to give it a nice look, like that. So to make it look like that's one side, that's another side. Fill that in. Like that, and once I said press Control F. See, now this isn't even that good. I'm just showing the basics, but you'd add a lot more detail, maybe a plant. And the style I usually do is I'll maybe kind of make it space theme, so there's a lot of weird shit, indie kind of, like the indie style editing. Just add a bunch of weird stuff to make it look cool and flashy. The more detail, the better. So even if you don't have good patience, then paint isn't for you. Go do like something else, basic designs or something, because paint is really time consuming, which I like about it. So that's basically gonna wrap up this episode. There's not much to talk about. Anyways, I'm gonna address one quick thing, the whole Genesis situation. People are calling it fake. Now I'm gonna stick through Ty because I know people say he sold his ID and all that stuff, but I'm not really buying it. He showed me a lot of things, and you know, I believe him. I trust him. And he said, I literally asked him, "Is this fake?" And he said, "No, it's not fake." So I'm gonna take his word for that. I know a lot of other people are saying stuff, but honestly, I don't really care. It's COD. They're complaining about COD. Who really gives a fuck? Even if it is fake, I'm still having fun. I know it's scummy to take in other people's team and like use what they worked hard on, but in general, I'm having fun, and if it is fake, it's not even my fault. So yeah, anyways, that's gonna wrap up this episode. If you guys enjoyed, and yeah, it's a day.